B-1B bomber aircraft from Andersen Air Force Base, Guam, headed to Showalter Field Training Area, Australia, to train alongside the Royal Australian Air Force during exercise Talisman Sabre 17. B-1 pilots worked with Australian ground forces to accurately deliver firepower. The exercise ensures forces are credible and capable of responding to a variety of threats and maintaining a continuous bomber presence throughout the Indo-Asia-Pacific region. For more Air Force stories, check out af.mil. And that's your look around the Air Force.
The American military is ready with a plan to strike North Korean missile sites in a preemptive attack if Donald Trump decides to do so. The plan involves flying a B-1B heavy bomber from Andersen Air Force Base in Guam accompanied by satellites, drones, higher jets, and aerial refueling warplanes. Training for the mission has been ongoing, and there have been 11 practice runs for a similar mission. Of the military options President Trump could consider, this would be one of the 2 or 3 that would at least have the possibility of not escalating the situation. Retired Admiral James Stavridis, the former Supreme Allied Commander Europe. There are 6 B-1B bombers positioned in Guam, about 2,100 miles by air to North Korea. The bombers have been heavily used in both Afghanistan and Iraq, and have been updated since then. The news of the potential operations comes as the relationship between the U.S. and North Korea has become very strained. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and Mr. Trump have engaged in a heated back and forth of threats. Recently, Mr. Trump promised fire and fury if Mr. Kim didn't stop threatening the United States. In response, Mr. Kim's government signaled they were considering an attack on Guam if Mr. Trump didn't cool his tough talk. Both countries appear to be more than willing to push the other further and further with the threats. However, in spite of assurance from a Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, who has said that Americans have no reason to worry about an impending war. Should Mr. Trump choose the attack plan that includes the B-1B bomber, they would be targeting approximately 24 North Korean missile launch sites, test grounds and other facilities, sources told NBC. Defense Secretary James Mattis, following the exchange of threats, released a statement saying that the Pentagon was prepared for any escalation to violence, including an offensive attack or a defensive, retaliatory attack. While our State Department is making every effort to resolve this global threat through diplomatic means, the statement said, it must be noted that the combined Allied militaries now possess the most precise, rehearsed and robust defensive and offensive capabilities on Earth. Right double quotation mark. Kim Jong-un and destruction. There is no doubt that a B-1 strike could take out sensitive targets like missile sites and launch pads which have already been identified. What is worrisome is the response of Kim Jong-un. He is a dictator in the classical mold who is also a megalomaniac like Hitler and Tojo, and there is a chance that he will order a strike. Considering that most of the population of South Korea and its capital Seoul are within 40 kilometers of the DMZ, there is a chance that Kim Jong-un wreak terrible vengeance on the South. There are thus no good options for Trump, and any option he chooses could lead to many deaths as well as put the lives of 28,000 US troops on the border at great risk.
Hey, how's Doc? It's 18. You want to do anything?